Welcome back to Ozarks Tonight. This year marks the 50th anniversary of Earth Day, celebrated on April 22nd. And amid this pandemic, it seems like the environment is reaping some benefits as pollution and greenhouse gas emissions have fallen around the world. We are checking in with the League of Women Voters and the Sierra Club today to learn more about how the environment is being impacted and what can be learned from this time. Joining us, we have Carolyn Perron, and she's the chair of the Sierra Club Osage Group and a member of the League of Women Voters. Carolyn, thank you so much for being with us today.
I'm happy to be here.
So first I want to ask you, how is the Sierra Club operating right now? How have things changed for you with these stay-at-home orders and social distancing guidelines?
Normally, the Sierra Club likes to help encourage people to get outdoors by running outings like hiking and camping, but we've put a stop to all of that. And now everything we're doing is just what we can by virtual meetings. And right now our hold on activities is through June 14th.
Now, for the Osage Group and for Missouri specifically, what is the priority for the Sierra Club in the state right now?
Our main priority, both nationally and in the state, is really focusing on climate change. It impacts so many of the issues that we historically have cared about, that we have moved to make it, addressing it and dealing with it, trying to stop it and adapt to it, our top priority.
So Carolyn, specifically right now, how do you continue to address climate change when it seems that all the attention now is going to the pandemic? Is this situation in some way actually bringing more attention to the environment and to climate change, with the air clearing up, waterways clearing up? What do you think about that?
Of course, the government officials that we're generally trying to work with to implement new policies, they've been focused on trying to deal with the crisis. So, in respect of that, of course, we have backed off and haven't been working on that. But one thing that we have been able to continue to do is help educate people. More people, those who are at home and have internet access, have had some time maybe to watch online education that they haven't in the past. So that's one thing that we've been doing, and that I've personally been engaged in, is trying to help educate our members and the public about the climate crisis.
What do you think society can learn from this pandemic that can be carried over when things, quote unquote, go back to normal, that can help with the environment? What are some things that are being done now or that we are seeing now that you think would have a long-lasting impact or could carry over?
I hope that people realize that humans can and are having a significant impact on our planet in a large variety of ways. One of those in polluting the atmosphere through greenhouse gas emissions. The second thing I hope comes out of it is that people will have a new respect for scientists when they tell us that we need to be preparing or taking action to address a threat. I hope people will respond to that more seriously than some people have been in the past.
Now, Carolyn, do you believe, and does the Sierra Club believe, that helping the environment is something we can do on the individual level, or do you think this is more on the hands of big companies that are responsible for most of gas emissions, or is this even an issue the federal government has to do something about through legislation, or is it all of the above?
I believe it is all of the above. Maybe in the past we could have addressed it, with maybe one prong of that if we had started taking more significant action back in the 70s or 80s. But now we're to the point in time where scientists tell us we only have about 10 years to cut our emissions by 40% if we hope to avoid the worst impacts of climate change. So that means we need an all of the above, all hands on deck approach. We need the big policies at the federal level. We need policies at the state level. We need policies at the local and county level. And we each individually, in order to make those policies work, we need to take our own actions as well. Because we can, when 300 million of us in the United States do something, it makes a difference. So if we, for those of us who invest in electric cars, that creates an electric car market that, promotes communities to invest in charging station networks, and it provides cleaner air. If we all demand 100% clean renewable energy for our electricity, then that motivates the utility companies to provide that energy faster. So if we all make our homes more energy efficient, we'll be able to save energy, and the cheapest kilowatt hour is the kilowatt hour you don't use. So we'll be able to save energy and not need as much. So therefore we'll get to 100% clean energy faster. So there's things that can be done at all levels of society, from individual up through federal.
Now, on your website, you're asking people to ask their lawmakers to support the 100% Clean Economy Act. I know you said you backed off a little bit of some of that advocating, but can you tell me a little bit about what the 100% Clean Economy Act is and why you support it?
Yes, that 100% Clean Economy Act is an act that's been introduced in the U.S. House of Representatives. And the purpose of the act is to really set a goal for the United States to get to net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. And what net zero means is we're not producing any more greenhouse gas emissions than our planet can naturally absorb. So the vegetation, trees, et cetera, naturally absorb a certain amount of CO2. And so, we can continue to emit at a small level, but we need it to not be any more than the planet can absorb. So, and basically what that act does is it directs all federal agencies, including the EPA, to put together a plan on how the government would get the United States comprehensively to net zero by 2050.
All right, Carolyn Perron with the Sierra Club and the League of Women Voters, thank you so much for being here with us on Ozarks Tonight.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back with more right here on Ozarks Fox.